learners, it's Mary Jane once again, and today we are going to talk about task 2, writing scores. So writing is judged using 4 criteria. The examiner will give you a good score between 0 to 9. So for each criteria, there will be an average overall score also. So for example, if you got a 6, a 7, or an 8, so your overall score would be, let's say, a 6.75. So they will be able to round this up to a 7. So these are the 4 criteria that we have here. You have your task achievement, your coherence and cohesion, your lexical resource, and your grammatical range and accuracy. So one of the keys to getting a high score in writing is understanding what the 4 criteria mean. So let's start with our task achievement. Okay, so let me put that here. All right, so for task achievement, the examiner will be looking for your ability to answer the question properly. What does this actually mean? So if you're going to look at the marking criteria that we have here, we notice that essays in bands 6 and 7 and 8 are fully addressed, or they are, yes, how can I say, they fully address the questions. So this means that if you do not fully address all parts of the question, you will get a band of 5 or below. So this means that you should read the questions very carefully and you make sure you cover everything it asks. So we have here an example. All right, so we have here that, yes, so more and more people nowadays have to compete with younger people for the same job. So what problems does this cause? What are the possible solutions? There are actually different things that we can talk about. So there are 2 different things we need to talk about. So first one, you need to talk about the problems and then the solutions. If you're not able to include these in your answers, so we cannot get a score higher than the band of 5 for task achievement. Also, if you're going to talk about causes instead of problems, so you would also score 5 or below. It's because it's not what the question asks you to talk about. So you need to be careful on that one. And another thing that we have here, so I'm going to give you another example. Okay, so we have here the question. Some people say that the best way to improve public health is by increasing the number of sports facilities. Others, however, say that this would have little effect on public health and that other measures are required. So you need to be able to discuss both of these views and give your opinion. Okay, now this is what you need to do. So this question requires you to do 3 things. So first thing is you have to discuss the increasing number of sports facilities to improve public health. Next, discuss the view that sports facilities would have little effect on public health. And lastly, you are to give your opinion. If you're not able to do all these 3, then you cannot score a 5 for task achievement. So you just really need to, yes, be very careful with that one. So now that we know how to score above a 5, we need to look at the difference between band 6, 7, and 8 for task achievement. So you have your band 6. So the difference between these, let's say, band scores will be discussed. So band 6 gives relevant ideas, but these may not be fully developed with explanations or examples, or the explanations and examples given are irrelevant. So that's for band 6. All right, now let's have band 7. So band 7 gives relevant ideas, and these are developed with explanations or examples, but these ideas may be too general or they also lack focus. So you have here an example. So for this one, the student has presented a clear position, but they have given a very general explanation and their example lacks focus. So they are not specifically linked to the main point. Now let's move on to band 8. All right, so this is a bit different. So if you are in a band 8, so this would be wherein you're going or you were able to give relevant ideas, and then these were developed with focused and specific ideas or examples. So just remember the task achievement key points are as follows. So if you're able to get them, then I guarantee you that you will get a really good score. So your key points should be you have to answer all parts of the question. You should present relevant ideas. You should be able to fully explain these ideas, and you're able to support ideas with relevant and specific examples.